Hey, fifth graders, it's Mrs. Turner, and we are going to continue with our rounding. This time, we are going to round the number 27 and 41 hundredths. Can you write that in the place value chart? So we have 27 and 41 hundredths, and we're going to be rounding it to the tens, the ones, and the tenths place value. So we're going to start by knowing that this 2 would mean 2 tens, right? 20. This 7 would be 7 ones, just 7. Decimal point, 4 tenths. And then this 1 would be 100. Right? We can think 4 dimes, 10 of them make 1 whole. 100th would be 1 penny, 100 of them make 1 whole. Right? Okay, so let's start with rounding it to the tens. So I'm going to actually make this number a little smaller up here so I have some room. So we have 27 and 41 hundredths, and we're going to round it to the tens place value first. Then we'll do the ones, and then we'll do the tenths place value. So tens, right, would be where our 2, our 20 is. So we can think of this as 2 tens, which is our 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to think of this number with our, if we're going in the tens, here's the 2, everything else behind it becomes a 0. Okay, so the first baseline number that I'm going to use is 20. And then I'm going to add 1 10 to that 20. So 2 tens would be 20, 1 more 10, that would be 30, and that would be what is between 20 and 30. Okay, so my number 27 and 41 hundredths lives between the numbers 20 and 30 on the number line. What is exactly in the middle of those two numbers would be 25. So my midpoint is 25. Now, I'm rounding 27 and 41 hundredths. So what might be more helpful to you is either to ignore everything behind the ones and just think of this number as 27 with some other stuff behind it, like money. I have $27 and this much cents. So would that be between $20 and $25 or $25 and $30, right? So you can start by just thinking, well, $27 is between 25 and 30, and then add on the 41 cents to that at the end. Or you can add, right, and put 20, like 20.00. I have 0 tenths, 0 hundredths, 25.00, and 30.00. So I'd still have 20, 25, and 30, but this time I'm thinking I have 0 cents behind them. So where would 27, the whole, and then 41 cents be? Well, 27, the whole, would live between 25 and 30. And then I can add on my 41 cents. Clearly, my ball would be rolling up to this 30. So that would round, if we're going to the tens, that would round to 3 tens, which is the number 30, right? So that would be 3 tens or the number 30. This up and down vertical number line here. So our baseline would be 2 tens, right? Which is 20. So I'm always thinking of what place value it's in. So I'm starting with 20. I'm going to add 10 to that. So that would be 3 tens, which is our 30. Between 20 and 30 is the midpoint 25. And then I'm thinking 27 would be between 25 and 30. So the midpoint and 30 would be where 27 is. Add on the 41 hundredths there, and I can see that I'm closer to this 30. And so again, I would round to the 30. Now we're going to round to the ones. So thinking about our number here, we have 27. So thinking about money. If I was rounding to the tens, right, I would think I had 2 tens, 7 ones, And would I be closer to just 2 tens or 3 tens, right? This time we can think of this in just ones. This would be 27, right? This would be 27 ones would still be that this number 27 would be 27 ones. So I can think 27 ones with nothing behind it, right? So we're putting those at 0. So I'm going to start with my baseline as 27. Now I'm going to think of this as 27 ones would be that number. So I have 27.00. And then I need to add, since I'm doing rounding to the ones, I need to add 1. So I'm going to add 1 to that, and I would get 28 ones would be where my number lives between. So my number lives between 27 and 28. And I'm adding the zeros behind it because I want to think, where does these go? And also what's between, if we had $27 and $28, what is in the middle of that? $27.50. Okay, and then if I only had 41 cents, so here's $27.41. Would that be between $27 and $27.50, or would that be between $27.50 and $28? So $27.41 would be between 27 and 27.50. So I'm rounding back down to that 27. So when I write my answer though, I'm not going to write it as 27.00 because I'm just thinking about the ones, right? I have 27 ones, which is the number 27. Okay. If we're using our vertical line, it looks very similar, right? We have 27 ones. Plus 1 more would be 28. What is between 27 and 28? Well, it might help to put the 0.00 behind it to figure it out. That would be 27.50. Where does $27.41 live? Right here. And I can see that I would be closer to this 27, but I need to think of this as 27, just 27 ones, and get rid of this. So I just have the number 27 there. Okay, let's round it to the tenths. So thinking about tenths, how many tenths do I have? It looks like I have a 4 in the tens place. So I have 27 and 4 tenths would be my baseline number. So right here, right, I have 27 and 4 tenths is going to be my baseline when I'm doing tenths. And then that would be this number right here. I'm going to add a tenth to that. So 4 dimes plus 1 more dime would be 5 dimes. So 27 and 5 dimes, or 27 and 5 tenths. But now I'm struggling to know what would the midpoint be. So I'm going to add a 0 to the hundredths column, because that would really, those 4 dimes would be 40 cents. And now I can think, what's between $27.40 and what's between $27.50? That would be $27.45. And now I can think, where would my $27.41 go? Well, that would go between $27.40 and $27.45. Right here would be 41 cents, 42 cents, 43 cents, 44 cents. So right here would be my $27.41. And that would round back down to my $27.40. But remember, we're just keeping it in our tenths. So we would get rid of that 0. And I would just have 27 and 4 tenths. Because I'm just thinking of tenths. Happens to be 274 tenths, right? If we had 274 dimes, I would have $27.40. So over here on our vertical number line, right, our baseline would be 27 and 4/10. Add 1/10 because we're rounding to the tenths, so that tells us that we're going to add 1/10, and so that would be 28 and 5/10. I don't know what's in the midpoint of that, so I'm going to imagine this in hundredths. So I have 40 hundredths versus 50 hundredths, so then I have 27 and 45 hundredths. So then it's easy to see that my 41 would be right here, $27.41, and that would round back down to 27 and 4/10 because I get rid of this 0 here. It's not necessary. So rounding numbers to any place value that is a whole number or decimal to the thousandths is something that we should now be able to do.